Hey guys, we are now going to be doing the 2017 FRQs. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to read absolutely everything on this question. Okay, when I say absolutely everything, that means everything. Okay, so assume that a country's economy is in a short-run equilibrium and actual unemployment rate is lower than the natural rate. Okay, so let's see what they're asking for. Using a correctly labeled graph of the long run, short run, aggregate demand, show each of the following. So we need current price level and current output. So what you're going to do here on your graph is go A, you want price level, output, you need an aggregate demand, and a short run aggregate supply. Okay, so far so good. Now we need to figure out where to draw the long run. What kind of gap are you in? If you're in a short run equilibrium, that just tells you that your aggregate demand is equal to your short run aggregate supply curve. If your actual unemployment is lower than your natural rate, well, that would mean that you're hiring more people than your natural rate. So you are beyond full employment. You are past your full employment. So that would mean that this output right here, this Y1, is past more than the full employment output. So this would be your long run. Anytime your actual unemployment is lower than your natural rate, this is the inflationary gap. So when we have the inflationary gap, you will be putting the long run to the left. Finally, we just need a PL1 here. Okay. So notice that I have labeled absolutely everything on this graph. I have a PL1, a Y1, and a YF. So that right there is 2 points. Now, what open market operation can the country's central bank use to move the economy toward the long run equilibrium? So currently, we are past our full employment. So what do you want to do to aggregate demand? You want it to be at your full employment. So you want it to decrease. Now, how can we decrease? You need to have less aggregate demand. So therefore, we need less money. How can we have less money? We need to sell bonds. Okay. So what you would say here is you would say the central bank can sell bonds. Okay. Using a correctly labeled money market graph, show how the country's central bank action to move the economy towards the long run equilibrium affects the equilibrium nominal interest rate in the short run. So for part C, what we're looking for is the money market graph, which is the nominal interest rates, the quantity of money, the money demand curve, the money supply curve, and because you're selling bonds, this means you're shifting the money supply to the left. So MS2, right? So therefore, you went from this interest rate 1 and this quantity 1 to this interest rate 2, quantity 2. So quantity goes down, interest rate goes up. Notice that I'm drawing arrows about what's actually happening. So that is something I highly recommend is drawing the arrows. Okay, because you will get a point for showing what happens to the interest rate. Okay? So there we go. Part D, based on the interest rate change from Part C, each of the following increase, decrease, or remain the same. So higher interest rate. If there's a higher interest rate, what do you think happens to real output? Real output will decrease because if interest rates are higher, investment goes down. Higher interest rate will decrease investment and decrease aggregate demand and real output. Okay, because real output decreases because higher interest rate will decrease investment and decrease aggregate demand and real output. What about the natural rate of unemployment? Okay, did we change anything about your potential? Did we change your long run aggregate supply curve? No. Since we did not change your long run aggregate supply curve, your natural rate will stay unchanged. So all you have to do for the natural rate one is remains unchanged. Okay. Now, assume instead that the central bank does not pursue monetary policy from Part B and that there was no other government intervention. Which will each of the following increase, decrease, or remain the same in the long run? So here's the deal. What's going to happen to this short run aggregate supply curve? Well, currently you're in a inflationary gap. So therefore prices are high or low. Prices are high. What are wages? Wages are high because you have a lot of employment, a lot of people working, so your wages are high. So if your wages are high and your input prices are high, what has to happen to the short run aggregate supply curve? Input prices up, wages up, supply down. So supply will decrease because of the increase in nominal wages, right? Your wages are higher and input prices. Okay. The last one is employment. So if those are higher and the short run aggregate supply curve is going down, this means you're hiring less people. Employment will decrease. Okay. So that is all of question one. Okay. Just as a side note, I will be posting the notes I made from the multiple choice. I will be posting those on each of the multiple choice videos. In case you missed that, that is in the description below. I will also be doing that to this video. So if you want to check out what I have written, it is in the description. Okay? As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave any comment, and I will be sure to help you out as much as I can. And I'll see you for question 2. Okay? All right. Have a good night. Bye.